So, dann so ein Stück bei der TheOuterWorlds mit Überlänge. Yay! Wer hätte es denn gedacht, dass wir es gedacht hätten, dass es gedacht ist? Ja, dann kann Bibi Bieb so.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ja.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Ach da.
Analysis. Ground appears to be scattered with purpleberry seedlings. This particular strain is of a variety proprietary to Rissos and should not be in common use.
Ist innerhalb der Erde vergrabene Glasfläche mit weitem Keim liegen darin. Die Person, die das Original genommen hat, scheint ihren Spur nicht besonders gut versteckt zu haben. Das heißt, wir sind ein paar... Gut, wir haben auf jeden Fall hier bei unserer Sache noch nicht fertig. Schade, da kommen wir da rein. Aber schön geworden zur Abwechslung. Nice, Olli! Kommst du her? Ach so, sorry. Wusste ich jetzt nicht. Das willst mich töten. Der Irrgarten hier, echt schlimm. Da vielleicht näher ranzoomen bringt nichts, ne? Also was hier gerade los ist, warum das langsam lädt, ne, das wäre so schön gewesen. Hallo.
My word, stranger, you sure gave me a fright. I thought you were one of those strange sorts heaving all over the place. Maybe they got a bad batch of purpleberry wine. Since you don't seem to be laughing maniacally or projectile vomiting, think you could do me a favor? I'm trying to come up with a new name for a glacial age product, but the creative side of things just isn't my area of expertise. Do you happen to have any ideas?
Ja.
Wow, a real consultant. And I had the good fortune for you to luck into me. I'd be delighted to pay you. So, the company I'm with is Glacial Age. Our products usually have a finer ring to them, and the product I'm trying to name is a vodka. Take your shot.
Eiskalt Regenbogenwodka. Was hältst du von Wodka Brutal? Das wäre doch eine Hammersmith-Klientel. Ja.
Wow, that sounds great. I'm sure my bosses will love it. And don't worry, I'll absolutely credit you in one of the product footnotes.
Ah ja, so sieht es halt hier aus. Gut. Product Fitness. Wie viel Prozent ist mein Handy? 98, ja, das reicht ja. Braucht gar nicht mal Flader. Was war so wichtig? Dieses unbestimmte Gefühl, dass du hier nicht auf Urlaubsreise bist?
Hell no! Who'd sightsee in a place like this? I've nearly stepped on 3 landmines, and I just had to crawl through a hole in a hedge to keep myself from being crisped up by a mechanical. When you hear the word maze, do you typically think of instant death lurking around every corner? Because I sure don't.
Aber Tatsache, dass du in diesem Irrgarten herumläufst, habe ich eine wilde Vermutung. Du willst die Mitte erreichen.
Close. I want what's in the center. You've heard of the competition, right? Whoever gets to the center gets a rare Rizzo's product and the chance to meet Halsey and Helen? My eyes on the rare Rizzo's product, namely the Spectrum Original, the first product Rizzo's ever made. I intend to reverse engineer it and make it Glacial Age's own.
So you're just gonna steal somebody else's formula? I probably should have seen this coming by now.
Ooh, this is dandy. I was not expecting any feedback from field testing before I'd even created the product. I'll be sure to jot that down for future reference. All I need for my prototype is the original itself. Then I can start production.
Ja. Wie unehrlich. Oh Gott.
Dishonest? I've only ever heard that word used in that arbitration serial Lawful Labelle. Rizzo steals, Spacer's Choice steals, Auntie Cleo steals. And so, if Rizzo's decides to release one of their original products for anyone to take, then it's Glacial Age's right to swoop in and be proactive.
Ich verstehe nicht, warum du meine Hilfe willst.
It's these damn puzzle hedges. I don't know what I look like, but I reckon it ain't like a scrapper. That place is fit to burst with mines and killer machines. No doubt the work of my rivals. Better no one can get to the original if they can't have it.
Okay, du bist die Einzige, die es aus der Produkt gesehen hat, oder?
Reckon not. I've seen a couple of folks as out of place as, well, me. One's a lawyer. You can tell by the smell of cigarettes, booze, and tears. Must sense there's a lawsuit to be found with the original. On principle, I don't want him to get it. Also ran into a woman with a funny look in her eye. Plain told me she wanted the prize so she could stick it on a shelf. Hell's the use in that. Shelf ain't gonna help nobody.
Also derer würde es ja am liebsten eigentlich geben, den Preis, ne? Weil die soll zumindest steht ja der meiste davon. Ja, dann nee.
Looks like the others are getting a little more aggressive. I know it's asking a lot, but maybe you could find it for me instead? Help out a struggling R&D developer? My, oh my, wouldn't it be wonderful?
Ja.
Hey, when a body hasn't contributed to her R&D team in what feels like months, she starts to pursue any leads that come her way.
Das wäre gerade
I
echt schwer.
tested into this job, same as anyone else, but there was a malfunction with the testing equipment during my final assessment. Makes me think that maybe I wasn't cut out for this. No matter what the scores say, it ain't easy for me to make things. Only had a few successes, like little sisters, pustules that pop, or my no muss, no fuss biodegradable bullets.
Biologisch abbaubare Kugel. Ich liebe die Dinger. Dieselbe Vollkraft, aber ohne die Beweismittel. Früher oder später.
What? You know about those? I mean, that's great. Always figured my products were niche. That is, unpopular, unknown, and unprofitable. Nice to hear it ain't always so.
Ich war dort, wo der Original hätte sein sollen, aber er war nicht mehr da. Ich glaube aber, ich habe eine Spur.
Ain't great news, but I'm glad you've got a direction. I don't have much of a backup plan if you don't find this thing.
Okay. Ah!
Here we go!
Doch. Jesus, Parvy, ich wollte gerade auf die schießen. Was zum Fick ist denn das für eine Maschine? Was wir gerade nicht was rausfinden? Keine Ahnung.
Nice and easy.
Mhm.
I'm glad you're back. The sooner I gain your assistance, the sooner I can leave. I'm sure you... You do? I should have expected that things wouldn't be as easy as they looked. What? Has there been...
Ja.
Well...
Und tschüss. Gut, Sekunde kurz. Achso, warte mal. Ich bin schon gar nicht Stream hier. Haha. Jesus. So, was haben wir jetzt noch am Ende des Spektrums? Eine haben wir ja schon. Befrage den irgendwas. Okay, Resource. Befragt den Resource. Sind wir in der gleichen Richtung? Praktikantin. Ja, okay, das ist schon mal in der Nähe. Das machen wir jetzt. Junge, Junge, es ist extrem viel zum Zuhören und zum Lesen. Es ist echt heftig. Wo kommt die denn her? Hab ich die vergessen, weil ich die umgelegt hatte versehentlich? Sorry. Warte mal. Hab ich ja schon mal angequatscht? Futter?
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay, you can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
I thought that was a real good effort. Keep at it.
Lügen. Das war wirklich was gesagt. Du hast dich nicht mit dem geringsten blamiert. Ich glaube nicht, dass es das Slogan von Resource ist oder so. Ach, egal, hier.
No jest? Well, that's a wager I sure would have lost. Guess even a busted spectrometer can be right if you hold it to the light, huh? I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet.
Du hast dich auch in Obstgarten keine Ärger gemacht. Glaube nicht, dass ich schon meinen Praktikanten getroffen habe.
It's not so different from being a regular worker. Just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
Das ist ein Person halten. Ich nehme mal an, dass du nicht vorhast, Praktikantin zu bleiben. Wieso wird man Praktikantin, wenn es risikoreicher als ein regulärer arbeitet? Ich habe genug gelernt. Nee?
Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better. Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day? So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think.
Also Gedanke ist ja richtig, von innen heraus Veränderungen anzustreben, aber jeden zweiten Tag mit dem Stromschock? Ich weiß ja nicht.
Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh? My mother is the Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position. Mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say.
Wieso wird man Praktikantin, wenn er es richtig... gut, okay.
Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else.
Füge mit Leuten zu helfen ist gefährlich. Der Vorstand mag keine Leute, die sich am Status quo zu schaffen machen. Aber nur, wenn niemand deine Schwächen aus ist, um dich in die Arbeitslosigkeit zu drängen.
Mother did mention that from time to time, but she always kept me far away from her work. Who could complain about happier workers and higher profit gains?
Gut.
Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time.
Hast du irgendwo eine eingeschlagene Schauspieler rumlaufen sehen?
Oh yes. I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I simply never liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001.
Du bist ein Burbage-Fan? Das ist ein Spencer, Woolworths ist so ist es Showbiz.
I suppose so. I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again. Who? I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the canids of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about? I suppose...
Die hat jetzt gerade irgendwie ein bisschen mit Stolz gesagt, dass niemand mehr die Shows stehlen kann.
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. Chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Du wirst von Wespenbücken verfolgt. Was hat es mit denen aus? Ich erkläre doch mal genau, was das ein Beispiel dafür ist, dass du keinen Mist baust.
Hey, that was one honest mistake. One! And considering the fact that mosquitoes have a tendency to kill people, I think I learned my lesson. As did the rest of Rizzo's. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
Was ist, wenn die Wespenbücken während der Besuchszeiten rausfliegen? Wieso würde man all den Insekten überhaupt rauslassen? Mir scheint, es wäre besser, sie alle einfach auszulöschen. Wenn du mich von all deinen Fehlern ablenken willst, funktioniert das so nicht.
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you?
Ja, seltsame Substanz zur Verarbeitungskonsole gefunden. Hast du das damit zu tun? Ich habe eine toxische Mischung aus Dünger und Unkrautvernichter auf einige Pearlberry-Setzlinge gefunden. Hast du das bei so lange anscheinend? War eine Horde von unseren Kammerjägern auf dem Kriegspfad. Weißt du etwas darüber?
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
I don't know if I believe her, but she's really trying her best.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings.
Hast du Getränke umgehen, bevor du vor oder nachdem du die Steuerpultabdeckung und Konsole entfernt hattest?
How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster.
Ich habe eine toxische Mischung aus Dünger und Unkrautvernichter auf einer Burberry-Setzling gefunden. Hast du irgendwas damit beizutragen?
Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
Anscheinend war eine Horde. Oh Mann, ey.
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator automax only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards.
Technikroboter haben auf alles geschossen, was größer als ein Westbügel ist. Sie hätten nicht rekalibriert werden dürfen. Wir gucken, was machen können da.
Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up. Law's alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards. But with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
Es kann nicht schaden, zu versuchen, die Dinge besser zu machen. Ich rede mit deinem Boss. Ich weiß nicht. Würde dir das nicht erlauben, noch mehr in den Sand zu setzen? Was, damit du auch noch den Rest der Obstgarten niederbrennen kannst? Keine Chance, vielleicht. Wir werden sehen. Ach, so haben wir so nett.
Wow, thank you so, so much. You do this for me and I'll make sure to do whatever I can to make things better.
Boah.
I'm real proud of you, Captain.
Also ob wir es abknallen. Ja, Mann, ey.
Got nimble fingers, Captain.
Guckt ja eh nicht hin. Haben wir eigentlich nicht den Werkbank oder so? Ich frag nur mal. Haben die eigentlich schon beklaut? Ich bin gerade unschlüssig.
What do you think you're doing?
Was ich da tue?
Just keep your fingers to your own self, okay?
Alter, ich schieb mein Finger gleich dahin, wo es dir richtig gefällt. Ja, da waren wir schon. Okay, gut. So, dann laufen wir doch mal weiter zu den anderen.
Such lovely weather calls for a harvest, I do believe.
Bist denn du zum Fick?
Well, sweet hello
Ach,
there,
Scheiße.
valued visitor. I am sure sorry to break it to you, but our orchards are closed to all officially guided tours at this precise moment in time.
Oh, my dear Law. Sir, I don't mean to be rude, but do you know what's going on with your face?
Why, thank you! Rizzo's encourages all workers to put on a happy face when engaging with valued customers. Rizzo's does beseech you to please purchase one of our self-guided options if you're wishing to join one of our rejuvenative, relaxing, reformatory tours. Now with a Puzzle Hedges trademark maze hunt and special edition taste testing for an extra 35 bits a ticket.
Ich möchte eine Tour buchen. Ich führe Ermittlungen durch. Weißt du, ob Percy an Herrn entlang gekommen ist? Geht es dir gut? Du bist also nicht glücklich. Ich habe bereits ein Ticket. Erzähl mir... Ja, fangen wir mal an.
An excellent decision you most certainly won't have cause to regret. Now, presently, you're standing smack dab in the pride and joy of Rizzo's nearly natural product development sector. We call this fecund landscape the Purple Berry Orchards, since that's our main crop. But we also sow and grow mock apples, nanners, pea-free nuts, tarmac, and more. Of course, tours of any excess level must be suspended during a scheduled pollinization cycle. Our wasp-ketos are quite territorial and have been known to sting both workers and visitors alike.
Ein bisschen Landschaftshüter, Bestäubung, Westbecken. Hä? Genug von diesen Obstgärten. Ich glaube, ich habe genug gehört.
Yes, indeedy. I've got the wondrous honor of having just been promoted to third keeper of the grounds after the last one disappeared on the job. Gosh, I guess about a week ago now? Before my morning clock-in last Sunday, I was but a lowly nanner peeler picker on the line shift. Now I'm responsible for growing every twig and berry on this vast swath of fertile land.
Aha. Es kommt dir nicht verdächtig vor, dass der letzte Landschaftshüter urplötzlich verschwunden ist?
Heaven sweet, no. It's not like he was murdered. He simply disappeared without a trace and hasn't been heard from since. And the groundkeeper before that one? Well, she wasn't missing at all. Her body was found near hive control, covered head to toe in thousands of welts. No mystery, and certainly no murder with what happened there. I mean, you can't exactly hold some wasp-ketos on trial. Accidents do happen on the job.
Nein, nichts da. Wir übergeben das Verschwinden dieses Landschaftshüters ist nicht einfach. Weiß denn niemand, was mit ihm passiert ist? Sollst du dich nicht um dein Wohlergehen sorgen? Klingt, als würde der Landschaftshüter hier nicht sehr lange durchhalten.
Can't speak for others, but I most assuredly don't. I reckon you could talk to my supervisor, the overseeing orchardist. He would know more. I used to ask questions, but gee, I just don't feel the urge to anymore.
Ja, okay, kapiert.
Pollinization by killer wasp-ketos, indeedy. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all wasp-ketos are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzos would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle. So you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing.
Ja, war mal schon. Wir von diesen Obstgarten.
Gosh and goody gumdrops, but I could talk about the orchards till my lips fell off. Instead, let's talk about whatever interests you. Because that's what interests me, too. Why, you say that as if it's a bad thing. I am quite overcome with happiness, indeed. You won't find a Rizzo's worker in all of Eridanos who isn't 100% thrilled in their day-to-day existence. It's part of our brand manifesto.
Was meinst du damit?
Happy workers lead to happy customers. Happy customers are repeat customers. And repeat customers make the charts look better on our weekly profit reports. So if nothing else, it's my responsibility at all times to smile, smile, smile. And you know what never fails to bring a smile to my face? The breathtaking tours we offer throughout the orchards. Seasonally available for purchase in the Nut Hut.
Weißt du, ob Halcyon Halen hier lang gekommen ist?
Ah, you mean that lovely actor who got herself dead? Damn shame what happened to her. She did come by, but not during any official tour time. I thought she'd hired a private tour at first, but it was Dr. Blossom who was showing her the way to the RR and DD labs. Can't imagine why she'd need to meet with our head researcher on the Spectrum product line outside of her lab hours. Unless, of course, it had to do with the new product unveiling.
Helen war das Gesicht der Werbekampagne für Spectrum Brown. Ist vermerkt, nur weitere Meldungen. Hier.
That's right. She was. She sure made for some lovely adverts. Maybe it might have involved an issue with the launch batch then? I can't rightly say. All I know is one of our certified tour guides could have given her a much more comprehensive tour of the grounds were that her interest.
Hast du hier vielleicht irgendwelche Mordwaffen herumliegen sehen? Eine Flasche Gift, eine qualmende Laserpistole, einen blutigen Schlaggegenstand?
Can't say that I have. We use bad batches of liquor for our pesticides. Only the exterminator mechanicals are armed around here. And I haven't seen any bloody objects aside from the usual pair of gardening shears. Unless, that is, Miss Helen was also stung to death by pollinization mosquitoes? She wasn't, was she? That would be a mighty wretched way to go. Pollinization by killer mosquitoes, indeedy. It's cutting-edge Rizzo's technology. But don't you worry, valued visitor. Our pollinization cycles only run when the orchards are empty, for safety reasons. When a pollinization cycle finishes or is aborted, all mosquitoes are biologically programmed to return to the hive, their holding pen. Of course, the very last thing Rizzos would want is a beloved tourist bumbling into the hive and triggering an unscheduled cycle. So you'd best steer clear of it for safety. You'll know the hive by its big, glimmering electric fencing.
Ja, das weiß ich beim Elektrozahn schon mal gesagt, danke. Gut, haben wir genug gehört?
I do hope this pleasant conversation has made me useful to you. Rizzo's likes it when we're useful to customers. And I like anything Rizzo's likes.
Ja, ist gut. Und ich führe Ermittlungen durch.
What kind of investigation? You wouldn't happen to be from the health inspection office, would you?
Wieso? Ganz rechts, Entwicklungsleiter ist hier für die Untersuchung der Gesundheit und Sicherheit von Resource-Produkten.
Oh, drat. This distresses me, and I do not like feeling cross. I warned the orchardist this could happen when we halted our monthly bribe to Slug. They were always a reliable go-between, regarding inspections before now. So, what might you be looking to find out, Ms. Inspector?
Der leitende Obstgärtner hat mir bereits als Reese's Beziehung zu Slug erzählt.
Did he now? That sounds about right. He has been mightily outspoken in his disdain for Slug
Das
in
Lächeln
recent
ist
months.
schlecht verschwunden.
The
Da ist
overseeing
wieder.
orchardist had the last groundskeeper deliver a contract termination in the place of our regular payment. Rizzo's decided we don't need their services anymore. See, with our new morale-boosting medical treatments, our employees are much more productive. No need for unsightly intimidation tactics.
Was sind das für Behandlungen?
Sorry, I'm not at liberty to say. Trade secrets and all that. You understand, I'm sure. Of course.
So, auf Wiedersehen.
I can't stop you from poking around, but do be mindful of our pollinization hive. Mosquitoes tend towards aggressive at the best of times. There's a reason why we keep him behind an electric fence, you know.
Okay, na dann sagen wir mal bis zum nächsten Mal bei der Autos Crazy Roads und auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss.